Cleveland, Ohio. A proposed contract between the city and Cleveland's largest police union would result in a pay bump for officers and changes to the discipline, promotion, and citizen complaint process, according to the union president. The roughly 1,200 members of the Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association may vote on the proposed contract next week or the week after, Union President Steve Loomis said. "I don't know if it will pass," Loomis said. "It is a good contract and it's a step in the right direction, but it's not where we need to be." Under the tentative 3-year contract, officers would receive no raises for the first year, and 2% raises for the next 2 years, Loomis said. Officers who have been with the department a decade or longer would receive a $3,000 increase in base pay in April 2018, Loomis said. Officers who have been with the department for less than a decade would receive an $1,800 increase in base pay, and then another $1,200 bump once they reach the 10-year mark, Loomis said. The proposed raises and base pay increases would equate to an hourly increase of about $2.58 per officer over that 3-year period, according to Loomis estimates. Even with that increase, Loomis said Cleveland police officers would still receive the lowest pay in the state compared to other metro police departments. When reached for comment on the proposed contract, city spokeswoman Latoya Hunter said the city does not discuss ongoing contract negotiations. The tentative contract would also change procedures around officer discipline as it relates to consideration for promotions or transfers to other units, Loomis said. Under the current contract, a disciplinary offense remains on an officer's record for 2 years, but under the proposed contract, an offense would remain on the officer's record for 3 years, Loomis said. The proposed contract also dictates that an officer cannot be disciplined for misconduct when an internal investigation is not completed within 6 months of its filing, Loomis said. And citizens must file their complaint within 6 months of when the incident reportedly occurred. The citizen complaint process will undergo a second key change in the proposed agreement, as the department would start accepting unsigned, anonymous third-party complaints against officers. Those anonymous complaints will not count against an officer who is being considered for a promotion or transfer to another unit, Loomis said. The contract proposal outlines changes to guaranteed paid time off for officers who are hurt in the line of duty, Loomis said. The current contract promises 24 full months of payment for injured officers, while the new contract would promise 18 months, with the possibility of an additional 6-month extension, Loomis said. And finally, the chief of police would have full discretion under the proposed contract to decide which detectives are placed in the city's homicide unit, Loomis said. The current union contract expired in March of 2016, but negotiations were delayed due to preparations for last year's Republican National Conventional, Loomis said. If the union decides this month to approve the proposed contract, it will retroactively cover the period between April 2016 and April 2019, Loomis said.